Our next question comes from Scott Bauer. He asks, what is with these Copa America ticket prices? Fans are being priced out. I bought 3 tickets for USA versus Uruguay, and it cost nearly $750. And we wonder why soccer in the States struggles to grow. I actually thought today's game was maybe the Venezuela-Ecuador game was the first game where you noticed the emptiness of the stadium.
You're surprised? Is Venezuela-Ecuador being played in Santa Clara, California?
Yeah.
I don't, you know, if you know anything,
charging these type of ticket prices.
But if you know anything about the geographical distribution of Venezuelan immigrants in this country, you may want to play that game in Miami.
South Florida.
I'm just saying. I know. If this is about making money and selling tickets, you would pack the stadium in Miami. You're not gonna pack it up in Santa Clara, California. I'm no expert, but that's what I would have done. But to the point to the $750, and while I feel for the fans, as long as you continue to find a market for this price, that people actually are showing up to the games and paying these prices are going to continue to be what they are. So you saw the stadium today for the Mexico game in Houston completely, absolutely packed. And they must have been paying a similar price for the tickets. Guess what? Do you think they sit in a boardroom and they say, we're concerned that we're pricing out people out of this game? No, they're concerned about the fact that, or they draw optimism from the fact that they're packing Energy Stadium and that they're watching the Mexican national team. And so if you're not able to afford it, they don't really care, because those thousands of people over there somehow are affording and are making the decision to come to the stadium regardless. So they are not concerned about the ticket prices. Those that organize this and those that put the prices on this, they know that people are going to come and watch Mexico. They know that they're going to come and watch Argentina. If they come and watch Ecuador, Venezuela, and Santa Clara, it's a secondary conversation.
This is an American problem. These issues in Latin America, you're not going to see ticket prices like this. Around the rest of the world, you're going to see more accessible ticket prices like this. We're in a market where ticket scalpers, where all these companies that sell tickets, extra fees and whatnot, it's always going to be like, I'm a father of 2, and to take my family out to a game, it's going to run around the same, regardless of what sporting event I'm going to. It's ridiculous. But there seems to be a sentiment, and I think that's what we're getting at here, when it comes to the U.S. soccer, when it comes to soccer in the States, it's a market for the rich. You're being priced out, and I think that's a sentiment here. But I agree. As long as there's a market for it, nothing's going to change.
You might agree with me on this. You might disagree. Do you remember when you used to go to RFK back in the day for DC United games? It would be a really diverse crowd, but beyond that, it would be a very the soccer world of DC. You see a guy a ref that you yelled at, or somebody you played with. It was like a reunion. Now, if you go to Audi Field, it's people who work on Capitol Hill. It's people who work in corporate America. It's Washington Capitals fans, if I can, you'll know what I mean when I say that. It's a totally different crowd.
It's
a total. Sorry, Caps fans.
I feel left out.
We're not part of this conversation.
Go ahead, you two.
It's a totally different crowd than what it used to be at RFK. It's very noticeably different from a demographic standpoint, from a feel of the stadium, the stands that used to bounce at RFK. Like, you look at the supporter section now at DC United. And there's nobody there. And I don't know if you guys have seen, there's been online reports throughout this tournament that they're giving away tickets in Texas.
Wow.
They're giving away tickets to this in Texas. So they did overprice it. If you got to give away tickets, you did overprice it.
Well, but you did overprice it for Ecuador, Venezuela.
Yeah.
But it's not overpriced for the Mexico game.
You know what I'm interested to see? U.S. Bolivia tomorrow,
Well,
100,000 seat stadium.
That's what you're talking about, the overpricing, or the tickets that are being released. Listen,
is the U.S. capable of selling out that stadium? I don't know.
You'd be very hard-pressed to see the U.S. women playing anywhere and it not being a sellout. That's not the case with the U.S. men. We've seen it, Morocco versus the U.S. men's national team in Cincinnati, which is a soccer-specific stadium, and Christian Pulisic complaining about the fans not coming out, more Moroccan fans than U.S. men's national team fans. That's an issue with the men.